even 5 years later, this game is still full of surprises. There are moments where I think that I've seen it all, and then the game just decides one day to completely prove me wrong and to show me something that I haven't seen before. You could log in and the whole day can be completely uneventful, and at the same time you can log in and 5 minutes later you can potentially find a pretty juicy Lancer Dreadnought or, you know, a Super Capsule or similar. You really never know what you can expect when you log in, and that's one of the things that I love about this game, because it's completely unpredictable and it has a very fun element to it. Now I think today's video is going to be one of, well, pretty much an example of the things that you can expect, or should I say the completely random things that can occur. And well, I mean, you will see in the next 3 minutes what I'm talking about, and probably you already know what's going to happen based on the title of this video. But yeah, still have 1 billion ISK, still did not sell the stuff that I wanted to sell. I haven't even loaded the items in my transport ship. I'm kind of lazy lately, and yeah, my modules and items are basically stockpiling. I have about, I think, 150 billion in stuff that I could potentially sell, but I can't really bring myself to load that in and to go to Yita to sell that stuff. So I don't know. I guess I'm just enjoying the game with the ships that I have, and honestly, that's nothing wrong with that so far. I mean, I think we have been doing really well. But let's go to the event, I guess. I was actually outside my home. I was doing something in the garden, and on the phone I saw a ping, and one of my friends said Hubris tackled. Now, it took me a moment to actually realize what a Hubris was. I first thought it was one of those new battleships, but then it clicked in my head. It's a Lancer Dreadnought. So yeah, I basically ran inside, almost tripped and fell down the stairs while doing that, and well, grabbed the first ship I have seen, which was a bomber. Actually, a smart decision that they took a bomber. And well, I came to see what's happening, and there is the Hubris. There is the Hubris. The Hubris actually has a criminal timer, which is very interesting. And well, I'm just going to orbit at about 20 kilometers. I have dampeners, so yeah, if they start to lock me on, I'll just cloak and decloak. Nothing much they can do about that. The Hubris was already in, well, low armor when I joined. Was actually a battle ongoing here for quite a while, but I was just a bit late to it. And there is a very interesting story that goes along with what happened to the Hubris here. They originally were doing one of those capital anomalies. They got caught inside, they left, and I don't know where they got the timer exactly, but obviously they did aggro. And the second they did aggro, that's where they have sealed their fate, because we all have been waiting for such an opportunity for a very long time, and finally such a opportunity showed itself, and there goes the Hubris. Let's enjoy the beautiful firework of a big boat. There we go. Nice and beautiful. Well, there goes a Lancer. Hubris actually has a bonus on fighters, so definitely not a easy ship to find, but I mean, I guess the ship found us in the end. And there's the wreck. Let's take a closer look at the wreck. There we go. Well, that's going to be the thumbnail, I think. Yeah, that's definitely going to be the thumbnail. I also love how the ship still has lights inside, even though it's like destroyed, but yeah. Oh, how much was the kill value? Let's see, there's the There's the 130 billion. Did it have blasters? One armor repairer. Well, not exactly a bad build, but not a good one at the same time. One repairer. If they had more repairs, I think they were AFK actually. Didn't seem like they have been repairing, but at the same time they had a criminal timer. Kinda funny. But yeah, it happened. It definitely happened, and I was very glad that I managed to log in on time. Well, not exactly on time, but you know, a little bit late, but would definitely suck if I missed this. Thankfully, I didn't. So yeah, I mean, things like this can happen. Just like how a super capital warped to a station with criminal timer a couple weeks ago. And now a Lancer also got yeeted. I could have taken a Macario or something similar, but I didn't really have a tanky ship at my disposal here. So I took a bomber. I mean, a tackled Hubris definitely about to create some, you know, some traffic, and also was a chance that it can be a bait, because it's not every day that you stumble upon a Hubris randomly on a planet like that.
Docking request accepted.
I would say taking a bomber was actually a smart thing to do here, and I enjoyed the bomber a lot. It's a very fun little ship. Believe it or not, I actually like bombers, especially with the bomb launchers now. They're very enjoyable ships. Well, let's go to the next target. I think we have a Apocalypse Striker. That's an Apocalypse Striker. Okay. Since I think I might be a bit too slow with the Dominix, I just decided to take the Macario. After all, this is a cruiser. According to the Marzios description, this is a cruiser. So a little bit oversized for a cruiser, but you know, it's still a cruiser. Warps like a cruiser, behaves like a cruiser, it's a cruiser. I will go to the gate, and then from the gate warp at 100, and hopefully that's going to give me a decent warping. Unless, of course, unless the Apocalypse cancels the mission, which actually did happen a lot in the last week or two. Ships would randomly just cancel mission out of nowhere and leave the system, and that was pretty funny. That was actually pretty funny to look. Annoying and funny, because when you were about to just warp to the target, and then there we go, and local is clear. I'll still warp to see what happens. If there are wrecks, that means that they have completed the mission. If there is nothing, if I warp into an empty space with no wrecks, then they have cancelled the mission. Because the Apocalypse was a sniper, they haven't been at 0. Active. So they couldn't have looted that fast, even with salvage drones. It's not a Noctis after all. But let's see. Well, no wrecks, nothing. They have cancelled the mission. And this has been happening a lot recently. But oh well, sometimes you catch something, sometimes you don't. After all, it's all part of the game. And well, I'm just here to enjoy the game and to blow up some ships. After all, that's my favorite. After all, that's my favorite activity. Quite relaxing to do that in this way. No stress, no sweaty tryharding, just enjoying the game and building up some ships. Now, you might wonder, what am I doing with a Stratius and a Covetor? Well, you're about to see. There is something very satisfying
Warp
about...
drive active.
Oh, my ship is drifting. That's high ping that I have. My internet's been terrible. But I should really start to look more often in these Nihilus mining sites, because I think there is a lot of mining ships inside those. Could potentially offer some new experience. Well, potentially could offer some new experience. I scanned down the Covetor and then they vanished. I immediately knew that they have been inside of a Nihilus site, and there is the Covetor. I actually wanted to use the battle frigate, the battle loggy frigate, but unfortunately I just picked the Stratius because I wasn't really sure what to expect. I wasn't really sure what was happening actually, or what would happen inside of the anomaly, inside of the space here. But you know, there is no running away from a Stratius, so yeah. And well, I did not use the bombard because that would be overkill. My bombard is also almost depleted. We'll have to recharge that. But the Covetor has been destroyed, and let's also get the pod. After all, you cannot warp in the Nihilus space site, and loot the stuff could be useful. I don't know. I'll leave the wreck and let's go back. After all, I cannot loot the minerals with the Stratius. Not enough cargo hold space, and I can cloak. And you can just wait out the timer, the aggression timer, and then jump out. 56 million, not bad actually. A decently valued Covetor. Unfortunately, the scanner did not drop. I'm fairly sure there's just a lot more of these ships, even in high sec, all over the game, just mining undisturbed in the Nihilus sites. Should definitely start checking those out a lot more often. Maybe I stumble upon an orca or something. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, you know, I always love to just jump inside of these Nihilus sites. I don't know, it's difficult to put it into words. I just really enjoy the uncertainty of what can happen in these sites, and I can just jump out. Now when you actually jump out, you spawn inside of the gate. You cannot actually cloak when you jump, because you are quite literally inside of the gate, as you can see right here, quite literally inside, and I cannot cloak. So yeah, if someone wants to camp you outside, you can definitely be camped, and well, if you jump out and try to cloak, it would not work, which is kind of funny. I think it used to drop the ship
undocking
at least 5 kilometers away when you jump through. Before, now it's just inside of the gate. I don't know, but it's just what I noticed. And let's go to the next. We believe it or not, we have another Covetor. What's up with these mining ships lately? I actually thought that this one was a bait. I did observe the ship for a while, just to make sure if they are mining or if the ship is actually bait Covetor. Those exist, by the way. You have those nuclear bomb Covetors with the mining bomb implant that can take your ship down along with their ship when you destroy them, because they deal explosive damage when they explode. But this one, well, yeah, they're mining. I actually thought that they have been a combat Covetor, but they have been mining. Oh well, food for the Stratius, I guess. Food for the Stratius. And I should have taken the battle loggy for this. It would be pretty funny to use the battle loggy. It's one of my favorite ships. It's very funny when you use the battle loggy versus these mining ships, because the battle loggy costs like 20 million, and these ships can cost up to a couple billions depending on the build. Well, I got one ore stab, some mining lattice, I guess, and a micro ore drift. I'll take it. Obviously, I'm unable to loot the the whole wreck, because obviously no cargo hold, but let me just go and... There we go. Could have also used my Venture 4, the alternative mining Venture 4. I actually checked the cargo hold of my Venture a couple days ago. For some reason I had 450 million of ore inside of it. All from destroying mining ships. Alternative mining does pay. Does pay, definitely. And let's go to the next target. We have a Sunesis, a ship that I really love to shoot down, because the Sunesis is a very easy target. At the same time, quite a expensive little ship. And this is one of the ships that I haven't been using in a very long time. The good old Thrasher fleet. I bought this ship specifically, well actually I got this ship specifically for low tier target ships, because it's just fun, and to make, I guess, to fly a wide variety of ships. I just enjoy using the stabber, the Thrasher, not stabber. Well, I actually enjoy the stabber as well. Okay, why did my Micro Warp Drive fail to turn on? Well, there is the Sunesis. They are losing shield. The Sunesis is now in armor. And couple more hits. There we go. Sunesis destroyed. Let's try to get the pod and wreck, of course. Okay, that was funny. Now I can warp out. I really need to buy the new destroyers and fly the new destroyers. Haven't tried them out yet. Kind of waiting for the new special module to be available for them. After all, they should be modular. Basically, from what I understood, you are supposed to be able to adjust the module slots according to your liking. So I'm still waiting to see what they will do with those destroyers. Basically, they are currently experiencing the same fate as the Dominic's Navy did face when it was released for the first time, because the Dominic's Navy also lacked the special module upon its release, which was of course later added for all the navies, but originally the Dominic's Navy was supposed to have its own special module. And I always jokingly say that the reason why the module wasn't released alongside the ship was it would be way too broken. Basically, I like to say a extra 500% damage bonus on top of the already crazy high DPS that the Dominic's Navy has. So yeah, the Dominic's Navy could have had potentially a DPS number that could rival super carriers, and that would definitely be kinda, broken, so it wasn't added, thankfully. But that's just the theory that I have, and slowly that theory starts to actually make sense when I think about it. Anyway, a battle log. Yes, I said before, we have a Venture. Now this little Inquisitor has, I think, like 40 kill marks at the moment. However, I have all the battle log. I bought all of them. I fitted all of them.
Warp drive active.
So all of my kill marks are kind of spread across all of the battle logs that I have. And I like to say that I'm one of the only, if perhaps quite literally the only player who's using battle logis for combat. Probably one of the very few pilots who actually flies these ships. I also have a combat Imicus high mobility, which is an absolute troll ship, by the way. But it works. Somehow it works. And there goes the Venture. Let's go and grab the... Well, I'm not going to grab anything apparently. Okay. Not bad. Let's just get rid of any evidence that anything happened here. The reason why I started to destroy wrecks, it actually happened once that I left a wreck from a Covetor, and then a different Covetor warped in, saw the wreck, and noped out. So I'm trying to clear the evidence that nothing happened in the belt, so that, you know,
Warp drive
more ships
active.
come in. But yeah, always, if you can't loot everything, destroy the wreck. Just because, you know, you don't want to scare off any new potential ships that can come in. And of course, you always have to check if you can dock with timer. It's a very important thing that
Warp
you
drive
know
active.
if you can or can't dock with a cheap ship. If this ship dies, I don't care, it's a very cheap ship after all. I bought this with the purpose of it being destroyed, so at one point I expect this ship to be destroyed. But, you know, checking with a cheap ship better than
Docking
checking
request
with
accepted.
a super capital or similar. Well, can't really check with a super capital since they cannot dock in normal stations, but yeah, anything that's expensive basically. And let's take a look at the venture. I don't expect a lot from a venture, but you know, yeah, 1.9 million. Okay, not bad. Okay, well, let's have some fun with the Hyperion Bomber. I actually did look at the numbers. This thing has like a half of armor of my Revelation, of the old Revelation or the current Revelation. Around 150,000 armor. Able to repair about 25 to 35,000 armor depending on the setup that I have on this. But yeah, the Hyperion Bomber is definitely a mini Dreadnought. I mean, it's a Marauder basically, so that's a pretty juicy head and cover tops. 232, and it was a combat cover tops, a red scanner. That's interesting. Okay, that's definitely interesting. It doesn't repair 50% armor anymore because it has so much armor, but it used to repair 50% of armor before I added all the new things for it. And that was a procurer, and now it's a wreck, but it was a procurer. Let's take a look at the wreck. 440. Oh, that's a lot of stabs. This is why I love to tackle these ships with a Stratus, because it can counter. Like that's 3 aura stabs. That's like 12. Should be 12 points of stab, which is a lot, and you were unable to hold that with a average ship. Oh look, a Stabber 2, a, well, Vagabond I guess. And this ship is actually really good. After it was buffed, the Stabber 2 became really solid. Unfortunately this Stabber 2 didn't seem too tanky. I would suggest that they had a DPS build, but we're about to find that out. Let's go. I was multitasking, so I was a little bit slow with my response time. Yeah, 561 million. A sniper Stabber too. Okay. Yeah, it was a PvE Stabber. It was a PvE medium range. Interesting. A Stabber fleet now. Okay, that's kind of funny. That's also the same pilot. They returned twice. Now they're trying to burn away, but that's not going to work. I have very good range with this ship. I can hit over 120 kilometers, I believe, which makes it perfect for this type of combat, since I don't have to move much and I can tank a lot of damage regardless of my weapon. So yeah, works really well in the current in the current form. But with that being said, that would be it for today. Honestly, that Hubris made my whole week. Actually, that was a very good catch, and very glad that I managed to log in to participate in that. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, fly safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.